Hi my dear friends, welcome to Jivatma Yoga Shale. Today we are going to teach some asana which can improve the thyroid problem. So first part will be hyperthyroid, the second part will be hypothyroid. We will begin with Surya Namaskar. So you can keep your feet together, palms Namaskara Mudra in front of your chest. Now as you breathe in, take your arms up and arch your back. Exhale, bend forward, slowly keep bending forward. Try to place your palms beside your feet. As you breathe in, take your right leg back. Ashtha Sanjalanasana, sink your hip forward, chin up, stretch your neck. Hold your breath, other leg back to plank pose. For hyperthyroidism, we have to do Surya Namaskar in slow phase. As you exhale, drop your knees, chest and chin on the floor. Ashtanga Namaskar is one of the best posture to reduce the hyperthyroidism. Inhale, lift up to Bhujangasana. Make sure your navel region is on the floor. As you exhale, come to Parvatasana, mountain pose. Feel the stretch on your thighs. As you inhale, bring your right foot in between your palms. And chin up, stretch your neck, which is very important. Exhale, left leg forward near to the right foot. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, Namaskara Mudra. So we'll do the left side also. Palms in Namaskara Mudra. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend forward. The more slower you do, the more benefit you get. Inhale, take the other leg back. Sink your hip. Hold your breath after inhalation and take the other leg back to plank, Santulanasana. Exhale the breath, drop your knees, chest, chin on the floor. To triple your benefit, you can do Ujjayi breathing. As you inhale, lift up to Bhujangasana, heels touching each other. Exhale, Parvatasana. Let the blood rush towards the head region, towards the neck, where the thyroid is situated. As you inhale, take the left leg forward in between your palms. It's okay if you can't keep it in between. Sometimes you may not able to do that, but it's okay. You can just try. Exhale, other leg forward. Inhale, take your arms all the way up and arch your back. Exhale, Namaskara Mudra. Now we'll move to the best asana for thyroid. The first asana, that is a Marjari Asana, the cat and cow stretch. So you can just come to tabletop pose. You can place your palms front. So take the distance from the knee, one forearm plus one palm from the tip of your finger. And make sure the knee distance, it will be one elbow distance. So you can keep your palm there itself. And now as you inhale, slowly you can come to tabletop pose. Now we'll start. You can observe once. As you breathe in, try to bend your spine down and make your chin up. Let the thyroid gland stretch. Exhale, chin down and lift your spine up. Make a round half circle on the spine. Inhale again. And exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, chin up, tuck your tailbone up. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, chin up. And exhale, chin down. You can do 10 times. And once you completed, then you can come to Shishwasana. So you can drop your hip down on your heels. Yeah. So you can just relax your hip down, relax your upper body down, forehead rested on the floor, arms straight, relax your arms, feel the reverse stretch. Shishwasana is one of the best asana for those people who are also having sleep disorders. And as I said before, in Shishwasana, the same effect, just like the Adho Mukha Svanasana, the blood rushes towards the neck. If you want to triple the benefit, it's always great. You can try to keep breathing in Ujjayi breath. You have to contract your neck a little and you have to keep breathing with a hissing sound. You can just listen. So, you can slowly come back to Vajrasana. So, Shavasana is one of the best posture to reduce the hyperthyroidism. Make sure in Shavasana the toes are sideways and the palms are facing upwards. When you keep your palms facing upwards, the intake of the oxygen increases in your body. So you can lie down in the posture almost for 5 minutes for the maximum benefit. So now we are moving to the asana which can help on hypothyroidism. If you have an hypothyroidism, in Surya Namaskar we have to do it in a fast phase, not in a slow phase. Now we'll start the Surya Namaskar in a fast phase. Keep your palms in Namaskara Mudra. Inhale, take your arms up and arch back. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, right leg back. Hold your breath, left leg back. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot front. Exhale, left leg front. Inhale, take your arms, arch back. Exhale, Namaskara Mudra. Inhale, arch. Exhale, down. Inhale, left leg. Hold your breath, right leg. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, left leg forward. Exhale, right leg forward. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, Namaskara Mudra. Arms beside. So, you can do almost 5 rounds. As a beginner, if you feel discomfort, you can do minimum of 2 rounds. If you started practicing every day, then you can go until 10 rounds. 10 means 10 into 2. The right leg and left leg that we count as 1. After taking enough rest, make sure your breath is controlled. Before going to any asana practice, make sure the breath is in a normal level, not too much fast. Now we are going to do the Janu Shirshasana. So you can just bend your right knee and keep your right foot on the side of your left thigh. And keep your both arms beside your body. As you breathe in, take your arms up. Stretch your spine completely, and as you exhale, bend forward and and try to catch your left foot and try to extend your spine forward in each inhalation. In each exhalation, try to push your chest down close to the left thigh. If you can touch your chin on the knee or forehead on the knee, it will be best. In this posture, you can feel a nice stretch on your spine. Feel the stretch on your left thigh. Keep breathing deeply in Ujjayi breath. Enjoy the posture. Now as you breathe in slowly, take your both arms up. Breathe out, release your hands down. So now we'll move to the opposite leg. We'll do the same thing with the right leg. So as you inhale, take your both arms up. As you exhale, bend forward. Hold your legs and try to extend your spine more and more as much as you can. Sometimes you may not be able to hold the leg or touch the chest on the thigh or knee on the chin, but it's okay. It's all about how much you can do. It's not about how much other person can do. So everybody has its own ability, its own capacity. So you can go until that by understanding your capacity. Slowly, as you breathe in, take your arms up and breathe out. Release your arms from the side and relax straight your legs. So cat and cow stretch can also help on hypothyroidism. So we have done that on the hyperthyroidism. The alignments, the knee will be almost one elbow apart and the palms distant from the knee. It will be one arm and plus one palm. So we can do this few times. As you breathe in, bend your spine, tuck your tailbone up, make your chin up, stretch your neck. Exhale, chin to the chest. Continue 2 more times. While inhaling, you are bending the spine, and exhaling, you are making a half round on the spine. Observe the energy going upward towards the neck. And relax in tabletop pose. So now we are going to do the Viparita Karni. Viparita Karni is almost similar to the shoulder stand. So you can bend your both knees, palm facing downwards, and try to roll your hip backward. When you roll, try to catch on the hip joints near to the pelvic. So make sure the thumb finger is almost on the pelvic bone, both. Yeah. And try to straight your knees. So as you can see, there is a curve happening from the hip. The body, upper body is almost straight, and there is a curve. Make sure the knee is straight and the toes are relaxed. You can hold here for almost 5 Ujjayi breaths. If you don't know Ujjayi breath, you can do deep breaths also. From here, we will go directly to the Sarvangasana. So, in Sarvangasana, we will be putting all the weight, the sharp weight to the shoulder. So there won't be any curve from the hip. So make sure the toes are not stretched upwards. When you keep the toes stretched upwards, what happens is the blood flow goes a little bit up. But the idea of this asana is to make the blood rush towards the neck region from the top to down. Just enjoy the posture. In this asana, it's not necessary to take Ujjayi breath, so you can take deep and long breaths. You can stay here for almost 5 to 10 long deep breaths. Also, if you feel it's very hard, then you can even drop after 3 or 4 breaths. It depends upon your experience and the body flexibility. And slowly we'll move to the Halasana from this posture. So what you have to do is you can bend your knee first, be comfortable, and try to drop your legs down and see if you can touch the toe on the floor. Once the knee is close to the forehead, then you can try to straight the knee. The toe is touching on the floor. As a beginner, you can just be here. If you feel you can go further, then you can try to interlock your fingers and straight the elbows. If you feel too much strain on the spine, then you can bend your knees a little bit. It's fine. But for the maximum benefit, it will be always great if you make the knee straight. As you can see, the neck is getting a nice stretch where the thyroid gland is situated. This asana gives a nice massage for the thyroid, which can reduce your hypothyroidism. So here also you can stay almost 5 to 10 deep Ujjayi breaths, and slowly while releasing you can just hold your waist region once with your hands. Give us nice support and bend your knees and take your legs up. Come back to Sarvangasana, and as you breathe out slowly, you can bend your knee one more time and just slide your hip through the palms, drop your hip down and straight your legs. Yeah, so you can go a little more back so that you can make sure there is no contact, direct contact is happening from the body to the floor. As a complementary posture, we have to do the Matsyasana because we have stressed the neck too much, isn't it? So we can do the Matsyasana, the reverse stretch for the neck. So for doing Matsyasana, you can keep the feet almost together. So we'll do the basic Matsyasana. As you breathe in, lift your chest up. Completely up, completely. You can push your shoulder, the elbow down and lift your chest up. If you feel comfortable, then you can drop the head down. If you feel more comfortable, you can touch the top of the head on the floor. It's all about getting a stretch on the neck. Make sure, as you sing, the toes are completely stretched forward, the toes are pointing forward. The more you expand your chest, the more benefit you get from the posture. Fish pose. Make a mountain on the chest. Let the blood rush goes to the neck region. You can stay here also, almost 5 to 10 deep and long Ujjayi breath. If you are a regular practitioner, you can even hold more than that. If you're a beginner, you don't have to hold too much. You can hold almost 3 Ujjayi breath. Now we'll release the posture. So as you inhale, you can try to straight your neck. Lift your head up, and as you exhale, slowly relax your back. So now we'll do a different variation of Viparita Karni. Those who are not able to do the Viparita Karni with the hand support, so they can use a wall support. So we'll explain you how to do that. So from here, make sure you are lying down close to the wall. Now you can try to lift your both legs up. Okay, so now the leg is touching on the wall. You can just walk or slide your legs up. Now see, you are just taking the heels more and more up so that the hip is going far. Then the more weight will support by the heels, and you will be getting less pressure on your hands. This is one of the wonderful asana which can increase the sleep quality. So you can be here for almost 7 deep Ujjayi breaths. Make sure the toe is not stretching, it is just relaxed naturally. If you want to adjust the Viparita Karni more, you can keep your elbows a little more in. So the elbow had to be in a line with the shoulder, not too out or not too in also. So how we release the posture? It is just same as we came up. So you can slide down and walk your legs to the left and drop your legs down. So for beginners it will be little adventurous, so you can just try. Thank you. Arms facing upwards. Before practicing this asana, make sure you don't have any other injuries like spine injury, disc issues, knee issues, neck pain, shoulder pain. Thank you so much for watching our tutorial video. So all the best for your practice. Thank you.